Hello chess friends. In this video I'll show you some game reviews from my games, what I've been playing on chess.com. So let's see the games. So I'm showing games rated between 1800 and 2000. So against players above 1800. So let's see. I'll go through the game quick. I'll stop at the key position. So we have French defense, knight variation, key position here. This would be a brilliant move, and here he shouldn't take, but unfortunately he took. Check. And here I'm threatening checkmate, so this would be checkmate. So to prolong the game he should go bishop f1, but then I would take here. So if bishop f1, then I take, he's forced to take, and then this would be checkmate. So after taking, this is what I did. He took the knight, check, 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 and these are all false move and checkmate. So either way he is getting checkmated. Okay, let's see another game. Again, I will go through the game quick. This is a Sicilian defense. So Sicilian defense, McDonald attack. But he didn't do that, so closing the position here. Exchanging queens, and as you notice his rook cannot enter my side of the board. He's got a bishop pair, but here he blundered. And of course here, because of time trouble, but we both have about 7 seconds on the clock. But I wanted to show you a nice mate. So, what do you think about this checkmate? Let's see next game. This is the French defense, Queen's Knight variation. So I'm dominating the center. But the computer still says white is a little bit better in this position. Even I dominate the center. Now he exchanged bishops, and now position is equal, about equal. Here I would threaten checkmate if the queen wouldn't guard the h1 square. That would be checkmate with the queen. Also I have a mating combination. If the queen wouldn't be here, it would be check, and after king moves, checkmate with the queen. So it's the queen really needs to guard here these two squares. Now maneuvering a little bit. Check. He blundered here. Check and checkmate. So what do you think about this checkmate, this mating combination? Let's see the next. We have the French defense advanced variation. This is how to win a pawn. So I'm taking a pawn with a knight. He's taking with check, and I take back with the knight. So now if you count the pieces, it's rooks, 2 rooks, and 3 pieces versus 3 pieces. But I have 1 pawn. I'm a pawn up. So what I wanted to show here, if he takes like this, then I take the bishop. So it's still the same, I'm a pawn up. The difference is here I have the bishop pair and the knight versus 2 knights and the bishop. And the way he did, I have there are 2 knights versus 2 knights and bishop versus bishop, so it's only the pawn difference. Exchanging pieces, so I'm a pawn up, I can exchange. Here threatening checkmate. He blundered here. I don't know why he still plays now. Okay, it was a blunder, but I wanted to show the nice how to win the pawn in the opening. And here a nice checkmate. Well, here he couldn't do anything, because if he doesn't capture, then it's check. Let's say he does okay. Let's say he does maybe this to try to exchange rooks. Then I go here, he goes here, and it's still checkmate. Okay, let's see next game. So this is the Scandinavian defense. What am I doing here? Threatening checkmate. What does he do? He blunders and checkmate. It's a nice mating tactic. So this is again the Scandinavian defense. Some exchanges, and we have bishop pair versus bishop pair, rooks, queen. In this position I should have taken here, and after he takes I take. So this would have been, but we're playing blitz, so I didn't see this combination, but anyways. And here I'm threatening checkmate. He resigned. He's got no, he cannot protect this one, and the problem is if he makes room for the rook, so the rook can escape, let's say this, then I do this, he goes there, and it's still checkmate. And even if this pawn would be protected, then it would be here checkmate. So in this situation he resigned. Let's see next game. Another French defense. This is normal variation. Now advanced variation. Taking, he's threatening to take bishop. Here gaining a pawn. And here he's got the pawn back, even though computer says was a mistake. Takes, I take, and the pawn is pinned to the king, so he cannot take back with the, if he takes with the rook, then I take the rook, and still same problem, he cannot take the queen. And takes, check, and he resigned. The reason he resigned, if he blocks with rook, then it's checkmate. He cannot escape because of the queen. That's it. That's guarding this diagonal. And if he moves with the king like this, then it's check. And after, if he moves with the king, then I take the queen. And if he blocks, then it's again check. No, if he blocks, it's even worse. First I give this check, and now his only move is to block, and it's mate. Though even if with taking here I would have won, so it doesn't matter. And the other move that he can do here after this check is to block with the queen. After I take, he takes. Now I'm a queen up here. Queen versus knight. So this is the reason why he resigned. Another game here, and this would be Sicilian defense. Gaining some space in the center, so I'm preparing here a nasty check. After this move, if he doesn't castle, if he does something like this, maybe I have this check, and here he needs to move the king. If he blocks like this, then I take, and after he moves, I can take here another pawn, and now he needs to go to move with the king to protect the rook. So in this situation, as you see, the bar is way up. The white should win here. I'm 2 pawns up. Yes, exactly, 2 pawns up. So I will not go through this variation. After this, he castled. I check, he takes, I check again. Preparing to mate him. He tries to get out with a king, but of course I do not allow that. This is a double check, so he's forced to go back with the king, like this. His only move. I go back, check again, and now I threaten checkmate. And the problem here is he cannot defend. If he moves like that, then it's checkmate like this. And if he does something else like this, I take, and this is checkmate. So other one doesn't matter. Okay, let's see another game. Let me go quick through the opening. So we have again King's Indian attack this time. The French variation. Of course, here I gain a piece. If he takes, I take. So if count the material, I'm a knight up. So now I can afford to exchange pawns or pieces. That was a blunder, because now I capture the bishop. He captures the rook, but I capture another bishop, so I have 2 bishops for a rook. And if you count the whole material, I'm 3 pieces. I have 3 pieces for the rook. Here he's trying to get the A pawn, which he did. So normally he should resign here, but he doesn't resign yet. Here I'm defending this diagonal, for especially this square, because this would be the square where his pawn would transform into a queen, and he resigned here. I wanted to show here, I would have shown a mate with only bishops, but he resigned. Let's see the next one. So I'm going through the opening quick, because this is theory. These are always always are going to be the same move, the same 4 or 5 moves. Here capturing the pawn, he captured towards the center. Taking the queen. And now the threat here is if you do something irrelevant like this, then I go here and the bishop is pinned to the king, and the next move would be checkmate. He cannot, doesn't matter what he does next move would be checkmate. So it's the reason why this move is a great move, why you see this symbol here. So let's see what he did. He captured, the best move. Capturing back is also the best move. And now if he does again something irrelevant, something like this, then I have check, and doesn't matter where the king moves, let's say here, my response would be checkmate. So therefore after I capture, he needs to react immediately to that threat. Not the best. Bishop e2 would have been the best. What computer is saying? Bishop e2 here to give up the bishop. Why that would have been best? Because after this, if I check, then he goes with the bishop here. But here I wouldn't check, I would take the bishop first and then move back, or here, to have the same threat, or even here. But anyways, he didn't do that. To give up the bishop is not so easy to see. I go this, like this. Great move. Check. The point here is, if he moves with the king in the corner, that this is checkmate. So his only legal move is to take with the rook. And now I'm threatening again check, and after king moves, checkmate. So he guards the h pawn, so this wouldn't work because then he captures, but then I lose the pawn. But what I did here, to bring another attacker at this pawn, so I could capture here, then I'm gaining the pawn, or like this, and if he captures again, I'm gaining the pawn. But I don't want to gain only the pawn, I want to mate him. So this is the reason why I didn't capture there immediately. First I move with the queen, I'm retreating the queen, even though computer saying rook g3 would have been better. Attacking the pawn, and here check, and he should have captured with the queen, what computer is saying, because of this move. And now he resigned. Of course, next move is checkmate. And if he, just to prolong the game, he captures, I capture. And then what can he do here? It doesn't matter what he moves. For every move he does, I do this. So, an interesting game. Another French defense versus King's Indian attack. Let's see. He's trying to sacrifice here the bishop for 2 pawns and for the attack. But the problem is he miscalculated, because I have queen f7, and then his attack is pointless. Even though he would have gone here, to threaten checkmate and capture the queen, I would have gone queen g7, so there's no attack here. Then, okay, pushing the pawn, queen h5, threatening to capture the h pawn, which I did anyways. Now he should capture e6, which he didn't do, but I'm showing here. If he captures, then I go here, and I'm happy to give up the exchange here. Because of this position and all the threat I have in this position, after king rook g8, rook g4, to threaten to take this pawn with the rook, I think I'm still, as you see here in this position, I'm still ahead. So the bar is showing, the black bar is it's showing minus 0.94, so I'm still ahead here in this position, even though he took the exchange up. So oh, he's not the exchange up, he's I'm actually up, because I have two pieces for one rook. But anyways, he didn't do that. He did this one, and he didn't gain any material here. Now here he missed. He should have taken like this, but then I would have done this move. If it takes, I take. It takes, I can even take here. Doesn't matter. I do. It takes. And if you count the material, I'm still a piece up, so I'm still ahead here. But anyways, he didn't do that one. And now the point is I'm taking the queen. So if it does this, I take the queen. So he's protecting the queen, but I'm still exchanging because I'm material up, so for me it's fine to exchange pieces. Here check, and I gain another piece, and here he resigned. Now I have to, it's too much material. Look, I have bishops and a knight for, and the pawns structure, everything. So of course this is winning. If you look at the bar, it says minus 9.77. Okay, let's see next game. So this is Sicilian defense, Marshall counter attack. This was a blunder. Yeah, but I didn't punished that blunder. I didn't see. Well, it is blitz. You cannot see always the best move. Here I should have taken like this, and the threat is I take the queen. So he needs to take. I do this, check. After she moves, I take the queen. So if you count the material, I'm a piece up. So I'm a knight up. And what can he do here? Well, he will move with the bishop up. Here I would protect this knight. So the game would prolong, but I'm a piece up. this is the thing, but I didn't see because in the game you don't have these blunder marks while you're playing. And I did this one, and of course then it's a different scenario. Here I'm threatening to take the queen and the bishop, and the pawn is pinned. He cannot take because it's pinned to the queen. Check. I'm happy to give a bishop for to give a knight for a bishop. Here I also missed a thing. I should have gone like this, even though computer is saying this is a blunder. Why? Ah, okay. Good. I didn't do this. So here I gave a rook for a pawn and a bishop, and especially this pawn. So what I gained, theoretically a rook is worth a pawn and bishop. So from that perspective, from points perspective, it's worth. And why I did it, not only because it's worth from points perspective, but these pawns are not a pawn island anymore, because the middle pawn is the G pawn is missing, so they cannot make a pawn chain anymore. This is the reason why I did that. Check. Threatening here to capture the H pawn and pin the queen. Another check. And checkmate. A nice checkmate combination. Let's see next game. Okay, this is also Sicilian defense, McDonald attack. Here I should have taken with a knight, like this, but yeah, the computer saying this is a miss. Of course, because in this situation I gain only the pawn, and if I take with a knight, then he needs to take. Which would be a blunder. Let's see what computer says. What should he have done? This. Okay. Yes, check. After capture. I would have captured like this. If you count the material, we're equal. Positionally, I'm ahead. If you see here, plus 1.13. Because I have these central pawns, I'm still ahead in... and here needs to move with the rook f8. Yeah, but he didn't do this. I didn't do that. I captured it like this, and he captured with the queen. Here he's taking another piece. Check. Check. And now here, if you count the material, I'm a rook up. What he didn't see here is the forced mate from this point. Check. He was time out, but his only move would be this, and after that is checkmate. Another Caro-Kann defense. This is a nice combination here, giving up a knight for this pawn and for the attack. Brilliant move. Best move for him to recapture. Check. Taking there, moving with the king, and regaining the material back. What can he do here? Let's see with the best moves. Check. Queen takes, and check. Rook takes here, and if you count the material, I'm a bishop up. And of course the attack is really strong attack. So it's the reason why here he resigned. Let's see, next game. Quick through the opening. Taking there, well, by the way, this was the mistake, because now he takes the pawn, which was poisoned. And what I do here, I threaten here checkmate. The queen is guarded by the bishop, and I threaten to also to capture the knight, and he needs to protect against checkmate, and then I capture here back. So now I'm knight up. The reason why I did this, because he's threatening here to capture the pawn, which cannot be recaptured, because this pawn, the d5 pawn, is pinned to the king, so he cannot move. And this is the reason why I do this. That's why my move is rook b8, so the queen needs to move. It's with tempo on the queen. The queen is attacked. If the queen moves, then this pawn is not pinned anymore. He also needs to react to this and not move this. So it's the reason why I did this move. This explanation I give here, of course, are for players that are not so advanced, that are not 1800 or above, because 1800 or above would see the reason why I did this move. Here attacking the rook, and also attacking the pawn, which is attacked once by the knight, once by the rook, and once by the queen. So 3 attackers versus 1 and 2 defenders. So if he doesn't react, if he doesn't, for example, he do this to add another defender to the f pawn, then I would capture here. He takes, and then I take with check. So I'm gaining a pawn here. It's the reason why I did knight d3. And he capturing here. I don't know. Well, the computer says it's best to capture there, but I don't know. Computer sees a lot of moves. Here he is attacking queen and bishop, and I cannot take because bishop would take. So this is best move. It's a good move, even though computer is saying he should have done bishop b6. Bishop b6. So not taking here because of this check. And the problem with this check is, I'm showing now, because you might ask yourself why he didn't took this bishop. So computer is saying this, he should do this instead of capturing. I'm showing if he captures, then I have check, and after he moves out of check, let's say here, I have this move. Computer saying it's a mistake, but what can he do here? Let's see, queen here, okay, well, yeah, this is best, this is best. And here computer is saying not pushing, but a6. Okay, yes, here giving up the queen, he's taking there, check, here queening the pawn, and here I'm material up. Okay, this is an interesting variation. I would have still won. The key is to have seen the a3 move, a6 move, which is not that easy to see. So pushing directly the pawn would be a blunder, because he takes here and he threatens to take here and to give this nasty check, which can develop quick into a checkmate if I'm not doing the right moves, of course. So it's the reason why he didn't took there, but move the bishop. So I'm threatening again. Here I cannot take like that because he's capturing here, then check. So I'm doing the best move here. In this situation, what can he do? Well, if he takes, then I take check, and no matter where king goes, happens same thing. Here and here again, check. No matter where he goes, it's checkmate. And this would be one thing. If he doesn't capture, the threat is I queen next time, the pawn, so he can go here or here. This would be probably better. So it's excellent move. But I have the same attack here. He needs to capture, another check, and now because he cannot capture because he's defended by the bishop, wherever he goes doesn't matter. After check, his only move is here to block, and I can capture with a queen, or I can even promote to a queen or a rook, and this is also checkmate. So it's the reason why he resigned here. If he does this one, it's the same. I check, goes there, or no, he captures, I take, he goes there, I check. Now he needs to block with a rook, and same checkmate. So in this position he resigned. Of course, interesting game. Let's see this one. So this is quick through the game. Kicking back the queen. The threat is checkmate because the bishop is guarding the a2 square, the h2 square. This is an inaccuracy. Check. Here I giving up the rook. If he doesn't take, is a quick checkmate. So he takes, check, is forced to go to f1, and this is checkmate. This was a quick checkmate. Let's see another game. So as you see, these are all players above 1800, me being also above 1800. Okay, so I have a lot of center domination here. Check, this is a great move here. The threat is after he blocks the check, I take like this, and if he does this move, then I take like this first, and after he captures, I take. So I still gain a piece here. Here he resigned because, of course, it's obvious. If he takes, then I take with a knight, and he's losing a queen. And if now the queen is threatened, so he needs to move with the queen. And the only square where the queen can go, the only safe square, is so here he cannot because I capture. Here he cannot because I capture like this. Here he cannot because I capture with queen. Here I capture with the queen. Here I capture with the knight. So he could go here or here. Here also I capture with the knight, here with the rook. Here with the pawn, bishop, with the queen or with the king. With the king I would capture there. So his only squares, his only available squares are d4 and e8. And this is the reason why he resigned, because if he goes to either, doesn't matter which of these squares, let's say here, I take the bishop, and what can he do? I took a piece here for free. If he takes the queen, I take the queen, so I'm still ahead material wise. He could check once, I move out of check, let's say here. Sorry, he cannot, it's not a check. If he goes there, then I move here, but it's not check, it's only trying to pin the bishop. I even can take here first if he does that one. So here is the reason why he resigned here, because he's losing material and he's not gaining anything for this material. He could do this one. If he does this, I can take the queen. He takes, I'd still take the bishop. So still bishop, he's losing the bishop anyways. Okay, let's see next game. We have another French defense exchange variation this time. Why is this a blunder? So let me say like that. Sometimes this sacrifice, being called as the Greek gift, it's working when this bishop is blocked by the e pawn. So usually you have a pawn here on e6. But if I don't have this pawn and the bishop is free to move on this diagonal, then this attack doesn't work. And let me show you why. Because it's check, I take, he would check with a knight, and after I move in back with the king, he's moving the queen here. He's threatening checkmate. Now if the pawn is here, then this is a lost position for black. But if the pawn is not there, then I can defend against this checkmate with the bishop. He cannot check. If it does this, I take. So the h7 square is defended by the bishop. It's the reason why he pretty much lost a piece for a pawn here. So the rest is technique, just trying to not blunder or something. But now I gain another piece. Now I'm trying to exchange the queens. This was a mistake, of course, because after check his only move, the reason also why he resigned, is he goes there and this is checkmate. And the point is, if the knight is here, still here, this wouldn't work. Let's say he does something like this. This wouldn't work because now he would protect, not like that, but like this. I'm saying why he should protect like this with a knight, not with a rook, is because if he protects with a rook, I have still this check, and after he captures, I have check, and he's losing the rook. But if he protects like this, which is the best move, I don't have any combination. Now, of course, I will do this one because um, the knight is pinned, and now he needs to go like this to protect again, because if I take, he takes, but it's still lost position. So after this, he resigned here. And the last game of this video, I don't even counted the games, how many games I showed in this video. I'm hoping it's not too much. Well, anyways, you can always skip through the as you notice, every game are pretty much the same openings, and you can skip to the key position always. So the mating combination or the gaining a piece combination or something like that. As here, this position, the reason why I push this pawn is to deflect the knight from no, so the reason why I push, I opened the diagonal for the bishop. It's also attacking the knight, so it's either he loses a knight or I have this move and he's losing the queen. Now of course he didn't see this. This is a good move. He should have done this. And after queen retreats, I'm still winning in this position. As you see, the bar says minus 4.47, but I'm still winning here, but of course he didn't prolong the game. He did here, this. And this is losing to this one. Check, a good move. Check. Of course, I don't know why he still played this. Maybe he didn't want it to say he lost in 12 moves. Here I'm exchanging pieces. Another exchange. And here he resigned. Of course, he can do anything in this position. If you count the pieces, I'm queen up. So he could have done this one, maybe to win a knight, but still I'm a queen for a knight then. So I hope you liked the videos from today. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, and especially tell me what you think about those games. Maybe you can give me some ideas what videos I should make. Maybe one chess analyzing video games, official games maybe, or maybe one chess puzzles. Just name it in the comment and I'll try to do that. Thank you and have a nice day. Until next video.